Welcome. Come on in. Okay, so I have been blessed with a new recliner, and this is going to be command center for my craft room. So I'm really excited, but in order to welcome this new recliner, I had to do a lot of cleaning. I had to do some reorganization, and this room was so not inspiring and so not useful, and just things were not to where I could be able to access things and know where they are. And it was always just a mess in here. So I'm gonna take you around, show you what I did to make this room the command center where I can sew and crochet and make this everything I want it to be as a craft room. So I'm gonna start, I guess, in this corner over here, because this used to have a big, huge brown cabinet here, and then it had a little white cabinet, which I'll get to. So I moved those things out so that I could sit in my comfy chair and crochet with everything right here, all my whips. But now I don't have to store yarn here anymore. I could just store my whips here. I have my little bag for my scraps. I have my garbage can. I have my lovely light in case I have some yarn that need extra lighting. But then not only this, I also have this light. So this light I could use for here as well, or I could use it for my craft table. And then I also have this light up here. So lighting is so important when you're crafting, and so now I'm loaded with lighting. But this is awesome. And of course we had to incorporate my signature color. So this is so I can put my tea on. I also made these little coasters. I sewed them. So I have one for my cold drink, one for my hot drink. My glasses, my little handy stitch markers, you know, everything that you need, so I don't have to get up out of the chair unless I absolutely have to. So this is the huge addition I'm so excited about. So now we're going to transition to right here, and this is my sewing table, my cutting table. This is where I make videos, and that is the background that you're going to see later. So this was the current video I just made. Am I in the video? Okay, so this is the current width that I have going on, which is already up. That video is already up. So that is my chair, you know, I have everything. Then I have my scented, what is it called?
Diffuser.
What are they called? My essential oil diffuser to light the mood, and it also lights up, but you can't see it because the sun's shining right now, but in the evening it's nice, gives good lighting. Okay, and then under the table, drop it down low. I have some baskets of things that I'm going to probably get rid of, and I also have some whip bags in case I need another whip bag, and then I have my sewing container over there so I can whip that out. Raise you back up. And then so this chair is for me to be here like the chair. It's not exactly that great and comfortable, but it's great for what I need it for right now. I don't know how this is gonna change, but this holds a bunch of stuff. So I think I'm gonna incorporate some sewing essentials here, since my crochet stuff is right there. So yeah, I do like it, but I haven't found a great use for it yet. So this is still a work in progress for sure. Okay, and then behind me here is, in back of the table, so directly behind me, this is my sewing machine. These are the hat that I made, the hat that my son gave me, and this is going to be my sewing table. So when I'm using my sewing machine, it's over there. And this becomes my ironing table. So I have my ironing little board here. And then here, this dog reminds me so much of my my dog that passed away recently, so I can't get rid of her. And then this has just been a collect-all of all the toys that I took off the wall. So I have to find a home for these things, and I'm probably gonna make use of this basket. I just don't know what yet. And then in these drawers, I put all the fibers that I want to work with. So all of these type of fibers, the embroidery fibers. I have all these in here. I have a bunch of these little things to embroider. I have a bunch of little kits in here. So this is all my embroidery drawer. And then in this drawer is all my sewing patterns. So I put all my sewing patterns in here, all the things that I've cut out, and that's where all the sewing stuff is. And then I found that I put all my safety eyes in this basket and buttons. So I have all my buttons and safety eyes for toys in this basket. And so that's easy for me to access. Look how much stuff this is. It's just so hard to find spots for everything. So look at all the safety eyes and more buttons. And then I have this thing. It's a tool to help you put on those backs that you just can't get on. But I can't seem to manage to get them on. Okay, so that's all the safety eye stuff. And then in these drawers, I tried to put all the sewing things. So the sewing things, these are all the pokey things. All the needles, the pins, all that stuff is in here. Extra scissors, more needles, more pins. So all the pointy stuff is gonna go in there. These are all the threads. And this is gonna be cards and stickers, puffy paint. So this is where these are gonna go. And then here I have more, tons of ribbons. Okay, so I have a ton of ribbons, tons of ribbons. I did not know what to do with them, so I stuck them in here. And then I have, this is just like a miscellaneous drawer other than the ribbons. And I have a ton of this stuff, but I don't know what they are for. It's called soutache braid, cotton rayon 3 yards. I have no idea what this stuff is, but it was gifted to me as part of some thrifting that my aunt does. I don't know what it's for. And then down here is just all kinds of stuff. I have a bunch of zippers, button clips, more lovely buttons, fancy buttons, glitter buttons, a bunch of appliques that I just have not utilized yet, and some elastic. So this is all sewing stuff too. This stuff's from the Dollar Tree. So yeah, that's what that drawer is. It's like, how do you contain all the little things, right? Okay, then up on top here, I have these lovely baskets full of my fancy yarn. This one is one of my favorites, so that's in here. This one came from Classy Handmade as a gift, and then I have some Sorella yarn. So all my fancy yarns are in here, and I just love those. These are all the chunky bits, except for these 3. So all kinds of these beautiful, thick yarns. And then I have my lovely bee frog watching over all the balls there. And then, okay, now for the scrap balls, right? The ever-growing scrap balls. I got 60. How about you? These don't even count. So all the scrap balls and some whips that I'm going to unravel will join this club here. Can you see all the yarn? Mm-hmm. Just tons of this is all in here. And these are little bitty These are the little bitty balls. So that is all scrap balls, and the count is 60. That was under the sewing machine, and then of course those are the drawers and fancy yarns. Now let's head over to the bookshelf. Welcome to the new background. This is the wall that I set up, so now that when I record, this is the vision you're going to see. At least I hope that I can keep it this way. So here's my lovely picture frame that I so enjoy, and this was a lovely gift from Pamela, and this represents my guy. And then of course I'm always making bunnies, and these are two of my favorite with lots of color, so these are here. And for the love of crochet, I had to have a love sign. And then here we have more of the glorious, beautiful yarns, along with my crochet besties gift to me, which are these two things, among many other things. But so that represents Cassandra, and this here is Kaya's mom, Julie. This lovely bunny is so beautiful. I've always gotten compliments on it, and I didn't even make it. And then this is a crochet confetti doll. I think this is like the 4th doll I've made of crochet confetti, and this is the one that I like the best so far. And then I have some sewing books here and another little treasure from Pamela. And then as we drop it down low, this is the amigurumi section. So all of these are amigurumi books. And then this little mouse here I made for my mother. And so she's a Christmas mouse. And then over here I have sewing and crochet books. These are garment making books. And these are blanket and stitches and other things, you know, these other type of crochet books that aren't strictly toy making. And then I haven't found a home for these two. I don't know if they're gonna make it on the wall, but I kept them because they are something I want to try to incorporate, just don't know where yet. And then I have this huge book, which is like all the things I've been weight making and their little notes about them. But I gave up on this. I don't want to take pictures of everything I make. So I do like it. I just don't know if I'm going to picture everything I've made. So this has been just set here because it is a lovely representation of the things I've made, but I did quit it. And then this binder here, it's not going to be pretty on the shelf, so I didn't stick it on the shelf, but they're all patterns. So things that I had printed off. So these are more patterns. So I'm just sticking that off to the side. And that is the bookshelf. And to the final side of the room here, this is my whip bag, whip wall. Lots of lovely bags that I've gotten. And this is, of course, what I use to record. This here is the Cricut machine, which I hope to use more. And so in order to be able to use it, I needed to have a space for it to be able to plug it in and make it go, rather than shoving it in a shelf somewhere. So this shelf used to be in that corner along with the other big one. So this is the big rearrangement. Now, it doesn't look that cute. It doesn't look that pretty, but it's a work in progress, and what I need it to be is useful to me. So in each of these drawers, I have put things that either relate to the Cricut. These are all the glues and tapes and inks. And then these are all the Cricut things that I need for it. And then the bottom drawer is empty, so I'm going to make that all sewing stuff. Sewing fabrics maybe, because I actually have my fabric in this huge basket down here. So now that this is empty, I can utilize that for fabrics. Even that basket is filled with fabric. And then this is my sewing box. So this is where where all of my sewing tools are in here. And then this is a current whip for my daughter. That's the blanket I've been working on for her. Here's one of these squares. So, but this got put off to the side because I got so excited with so many other things. So it's still here. And then this is a test pattern, so I can't show you that because that one's top secret. And so this basket will probably be utilized differently. I just stuck my test pattern so you couldn't see it. And then the microphone for the videos is right here, and a lot of other miscellaneous items. So that is the new craft room. This is what I have going on. This is the new craft room that I'm so enjoying. And then this is another basket of beautiful yarn. And I just recently put this sign up, Truly Madly Deeply. I got that at Hobby Lobby and it just fit perfectly above the doors there. And then just get a big screen, this view. And if you're wondering who that little gremlin is down at the bottom, she is someone who has to be in wherever I am. She is always around. She's always got to be somewhere where I am. No, she's always got to be where I am. And then take a look at the ceiling. I hung my little, what's it called? My seagull. That's one of the first things I've ever sewn was that seagull. So I hung that too. All right, that is the craft room update. Tell me what you think. Let me know what you think. And I shall see you again soon because that big brown cabinet had a bunch of the most unique yarns I had ever seen. And I've either acquired them through donation or bought them, but mainly it was all donation. So they are some of the most unique yarns. So stay tuned for that because I'm gonna go over all of those beautiful unique yarns and let's talk about how we can use them. Okay, bye.